Israel Adesanya posted his live reaction to Dricus du Plessis' victory over Kamaru Usman. Izzy said he believes it was the best Dricus has ever looked.
Oh! Yes, pump that. Oh. Composure, composure, composure. It's a good counter for the single though, smart. They did their homework. He's good. Let's go, Kamaru. Still clip. Go, Kamaru, Joe, let's go. Ignore him, the ref. That left kick, it flicks it up real quick. Oi, that was a good fake. Because I fell for it, I thought it was a punch. Oh!
As the final cities.
It's on, it's on. That was good. That was good performance. Oh. Yeah, the breakdown didn't load. David said there was a, what was it again?
The file got corrupted.
One thing I did say was the left high kick from Dricus was sneaky. And, you know, Kamaru knew how to take care of it, even though it hurt him out, you know, a couple of points. But it's the best I've seen Dricus look. He looked less out of position when he finished punching, when he initiated punching. Sometimes he still, you know, did his thing, you know, but he looked really good. Some of the shots he was throwing, the selection, and then the timing of the knee for that single leg, that was a good chest.
Khamzat Chimaev has started noticing his hair turning gray. Chimaev is currently 32 years old. Dana White went off on the production team for the World Cup final yesterday.
You know what's crazy? I actually teed up the guys who are doing the production, the guys responsible for the production of the World Cup, for you guys to hit a Grand Slam home run. Even though everybody in my team was arguing with me saying that you are the worst, I said, no, we are the worst. They didn't put it up as bad as we did. And what do you guys do? You triple down today and you just go, you Dana White, you're not beating us. We're the worst production team in the history of sports to ever show celebrities. I bow down. Congratulations to the producers of the World Cup. You guys win. You guys f***ed up that flyover too. I'm not going to nitpick. I'm just giving you credit where credit is due. You guys absolutely suck. We are the second worst.
Comment below who wins Islam Makhachev or Ian Machado Garry and how the fight ends, KO, submission, or decision. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. I'm still under 1,000 subscribers and I upload new MMA videos every day. Following his win over Kamaru Usman, Dricus du Plessis is already looking ahead to his next challenge. In a video posted by his friend Jackson O'Doherty, du Plessis can be seen celebrating his victory by downing a beer and a martini before setting his sights on FRANCIS NGANNOU.
I have been practicing, and today we're doing an espresso martini in the beer. So, 3, 2. Dude, I'm not Ghana. You're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I want to buy.
Drew Dober believes Conor McGregor's knee injury was a result of spending 5 years away from the octagon. Although McGregor said he had practiced that exact kick in training, Dober believes the adrenaline and intensity of a real fight puts a different strain on his body, and after so much time away, it simply wasn't capable of doing what it could in the gym.
Previous video, I mean, Conor McGregor comes out hard. He's very creative in how he initiates fights. I mean, you watch any one of his fights, and he comes out with a spinning side kick, head kick against Donald Cerrone. Like, he's very theatrical in how he likes coming out. But like I said in previous videos, and the thing that I was concerned about was 5 years without feeling the feelings that Octagon give you, the adrenaline, the anxiety, the in front of millions of fans. I mean, it's such an intense feeling, an intense moment that if you're not practiced to it or you're not aware of it, your body is not ready to throw the same kick that you do in the locker rooms or in the gym with that much anxiety and that much adrenaline. And you know, from the walkout and stepping on that octagon, we saw Conor looking a little bit more nervous than he typically does. So his body just wasn't ready to throw the same technique with all those emotions, and that's how the knee pops. And got to give it to him for keep fighting, you know, but with the adrenaline, he probably didn't feel his knee, and it was just slipping and sliding, and he didn't know what to do. It was very disappointing, but I'm very curious on how Conor's going to come back from that.
Here's footage of Ilia Topuria celebrating Spain's World Cup victory. Islam Makhachev trolled a Messi fan after Argentina lost to Spain.
Hey, they got second place. Yeah, I'm happy. Because Ronaldo is not here, Messi's here. Ah, okay.
What do you think about today's game?
Very bad game, honestly. Very boring. That is okay.
Mikel Laredo.
At RAF 11 this past weekend, Bilal Muhammad defeated Ben Askren, while Colby Covington captured the RAF Cruiserweight Crossover Championship from Arman Tsarukyan. Afterwards, RAF announced Colby and Bilal would headline RAF 12 on August 22nd. However, a heated press conference altercation saw Bilal throw a kick before security separated them. As a result, Colby is now refusing to wrestle Bilal.
But yeah, I want the trilogy, bro.
Yo, count, hold down, count. Oh.
It looks like we won't see Colby Covington vs. Bilal Muhammad at RAF after all. The longtime rivals' feud reached a boiling point at RAF 11, where they had to be separated after a heated exchange at the post-fight press conference escalated into a physical confrontation. Following their victories on Saturday, RAF officials announced a wrestling match between Covington and Muhammad, with Covington's RAF Cruiserweight Crossover Championship set to be on the line. However, in a new interview with Submission Radio, Covington revealed that the match is no longer happening. He claimed that Muhammad is unable to keep things professional and suggested that Bilal would likely try to turn the match into another physical altercation, similar to what happened at the press conference. Colby also revealed that RAF will likely book a rematch between him and Arman Tsarukyan instead. It's not happening.
No, it's not happening. I made the executive decision. I'm breaking news here on Submission Radio.
Whoa.
I always give you the breaking news, bro. I give you all the good.
You do, brother,
So,
you do.
Yeah, so we're going to move away from that matchup. Let me tell you the reasons why, Dennis. First off, you know, he's on the mic at the post-fight press conference. He's you know, claiming to be, you know, man of the people. I care about the kids. I want to be a good example. I'm sorry I cussed. And then the next second, he stands up and throws a sucker kick at me and runs across the stage to try and attack me like a freaking filthy animal. Like, it's just, you know, like a delinquent, like a criminal. It's just disgusting. There's no professionalism on his side. So, of course, the company knows I beat him in 60 seconds or less in a wrestling match. But we know he's not going to be able to wrestle me. He's just going to try and fight me, and he's going to be unprofessional. So we're going to move on to, and let's be honest, Dennis, he's not a star. He doesn't move the needle. So he's not going to get me more incentive on this belt. We want big draws only. So, you know, someone that deserves it. Arman deserves the rematch. You know, if Arman wants the rematch, we're going to do the rematch. You know, I'm going to back it up. I'm going to prove that I'm the best wrestler on the planet. I'm the best crossover wrestler since I have the crossover RAF champion of the world. I'm the best crossover athlete in our.
Cain Velasquez believes Islam will dominate Ian Garry at UFC 330.
He's a special type of athlete, as we all know. He's one of those guys that are at the pinnacle of this sport here. I talk with Javier all the time, and Islam and those guys are always doing great. So they're in great hands. Javier is the one who builds champions. He's a master at what he does. So he's always with those guys. He's always with Islam. And so I know they're in great hands. They're getting exactly what they need as far as the, you know, the fighting goes, the training goes, all that. So I see Islam just continuously doing what he's doing, and that's winning impressively. He's somebody who's mastered all aspects of MMA.
Dana White Conor's knee is really bad.
On Conor McGregor.
He's having knee surgery. That's it. I mean, the Conor McGregor discussion isn't even worth talking about. He's got to have knee surgery. He's going to have to go through physical therapy. It's all going to take time. And then when the doctor says you can start hardcore training again, then we start talking about Conor McGregor again.
I don't think it's actually been documented or anybody said what the exact injury was to his knee. Do you have any insight on?
I don't know. Do you know? Exhale. His knee's fucked up. Yeah.
Daniel Cormier believes fans have no interest in seeing Strickland and DDP square off for a third time.
When it comes to Sean Strickland and DDP fighting for a third time, I honestly believe that while me as a purist, as a person that loves watching the two best in the division fight for the championship, the two guys that seem to be the people that should be fighting for the belt, the two guys that have a history, I believe that DDP being 2-0 over the champ might actually be a bad thing. Why? Because I believe that 2-0 with the last fight being so dominant, people almost don't want to go and watch another fight, because the reality is this: no matter what Strickland had done, if DDP was still the champion, I don't know that people would have ever wanted to see him fight for the belt again. So do we want to see them fight for a third time? I do, because I'm a purist. What does the general fan think? When they have seen this act twice, and it got worse the second time by DDP. I don't know. Imavo has earned, though. He has earned the opportunity. Let's see if he gets that opportunity to fight for that.
Arman Tsarukyan is not optimistic about Conor McGregor's fighting future. In a recent interview with MMA Fighting, Arman had high praise for McGregor, calling him a GOAT in our sport. But he believes Conor's career may be over following the injury he suffered at UFC 329.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got injury during the fight, or maybe before the fight, and then he couldn't perform very well. But I feel like Conor is done, and he gotta just focus on his business. And he did a lot for this sport, for UFC especially, and he's like a goat, you know, in our sport. And because of him, a lot of people is watching UFC, and he changed the game. And but time to leave, or UFC gotta give him like a easy fights, not like Holloway or someone.
Who should they give him?
Me.
You. Make that money, Arman, right?
Yeah, just make the money and let them know that.
It looks like Paddy Pimblett was the one who purchased Ilia Topuria corner stool from his fight against Justin Gaethje. The UFC recently held an auction for both Topuria and Gaethje corner stools. Today, Paddy posted this photo of him holding Ilia's stool on his Instagram. In the caption, he wrote "collector's item." On the next slide, Paddy reveals he paid $13,700 for it. Somebody said we finished the fight, and somebody else came over with a...
Somebody said we finished the fight, and then somebody else came over with a...
He quit.
You think he quit?
If my coach says to me, we finished the fight, I go, no, we finished the fight. We're going out there. End of.
Yeah.
We're not quitting on the stool. We're not. We're fighters. Can't sit there, no mas, no mas.
Fighters react to Spain beating Argentina in FIFA World Cup final.
Yeah, today there was not Argentina day. I was cheering for Argentina in the World Cup. Unfortunately, they didn't play well, right? Man, I feel so sorry. I'm Brazilian, you guys know. Most of Brazilians are not cheering to Argentina to win this match, but I was. Because Messi, yeah. Messi's a legend, and I'm gonna be so frustrated to not watching him, you know, playing anymore. But I almost say fighting anymore, but playing anymore. But it is what it is, and yeah, Spain did very well. Congrats for all Spain fans and Spanish guys. You deserve it. We Brazilians lost in the early. That is okay. You're gonna win, man. Anyway, what's better?
It's time to rumble for FIFA!
This was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. A bucket list I'll remember forever. FIFA World Cup Championship 2026. Music tells it all. The stadium tells it all. The game tells it all. And I'll tell you right now, I am one happy camper. Thank you, FIFA!
What's up, folks? Conor McGregor here with my World Cup final bet. The bet will be Argentina to beat Spain within the 90 minutes 3-2. Why am I doing this? 5 years ago, some guy on the internet predicted that Argentina and Spain would be in the World Cup final and that the score would be 3-2. How did this guy know that these boys would be in the final? And then they are. And then the score is 3-2. I'm going with him. Some guy on the internet, bring it home for me, baby. Let's go.
Khamzat Chimaev back in the gym training for his comeback.
На грифе 250, 8-й подход. Пошла. Мощно. Раз, отлично. Два, мощно. Три, гриф, главное, не сломался бы. 4, отлично. 5, вверх, отлично.
Молодец, 250.
Ian Garry is set to challenge Islam Makhachev for the welterweight title at UFC 330 on August 15th. Ian said the worst thing that can happen is being held down for 25 minutes and ending up in a boring fight.
Held down for 25 minutes and just having a boring fight. He's a phenomenal wrestler, a phenomenal grappler. And if you allow him the ability to stay on top and utilize his grappling and his wrestling, he can suffocate you and just lie on you like a weighted blanket, and you just find it so hard to move. And I'm like, that's not fun for anyone. It's not fun for me. It shouldn't be fun for him. And it's definitely not fun for anyone watching. So I feel like, and he did that. He did exactly that to win the world title fight. And I feel like that's the worst case.
Dustin Poirier made his first live Deep Water show appearance today since his airport arrest. On the episode, he admitted he's still trying to fill the void left by his fighting career.
Being away from fighting, man, it's a new world I prepared for with investments, I prepared for with businesses. I didn't prepare for mentally, like what's after fighting. Like Chris said, chasing greatness for 20 years, waking up every day trying to better myself. I never thought about what's gonna keep me mentally stable, what's gonna keep me feeling okay when I lay the gloves down. You know, and here I am a year into retirement, and I'm still trying to find it. Like Chris said, nothing's ever gonna fill that void, that the highest highs you can feel fighting another man one-on-one in front of the world. You win, you're the best thing in the world, everybody's telling you how good you are. And on the opposite side, you lose, your life's under a microscope. And the highest of the highs, lowest of the lows, and every day I want to feel that feeling again, but I don't think anything's ever going to give me that feeling.
Dustin Poirier also shared his thoughts on Michael Chandler, who recently hinted at a potential move to welterweight following his loss to Dustin's teammate, Charles Oliveira's opponent, not Mauricio Hufi, but actually, it seems there was some confusion. However, the actual opponent was Charles Oliveira. But that is not the case here. The actual opponent of Michael Chandler was not mentioned, however. It seems it was not Mauricio Hufi. But anyway, Dustin Poirier doesn't think moving up to welterweight is the best decision for Michael Chandler.
With all due respect, we've buried the hatchet and shook hands, but Michael Chandler, what are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to retirement. He definitely.
No, I'm just jumping back in about retirement. That just came to my mind because
he definitely should.
I saw things say, I don't know if this is for like official news, but he said he might move up to welterweight. If 155ers are stopping you and you're taking all this damage, what a 170 is going to do?
It is what it is. I just couldn't necessarily get going. He was big, strong, he's rangy, so it was a little tough to get going. I took kind of like a thumb punch in the eye early on, and that kind of blurred the vision a bit, but no excuses. It is what it is. It was pretty comfortable. Like I said, he's a big boy, and when you start seeing two of the big boys, and he's got kind of, like I said, it's a weird rangy shots, so it's kind of a little delayed to get out of the way of those shots, seeing them, but no excuses. It's tough to be on this side. I'm not used to being on this side. So, yeah, kind of.
Usman Nurmagomedov admitted uncertainty about his next weight class, keeping a return to 170 pounds open.
It doesn't matter. I can make both. It's not 170 is a cut, but it's, at the end of the day, I'm not the biggest welterweight. So, it is what it is. You deal with it. If there's opportunities there, I'm going to go there. If the opportunities up here, I'm going to stay here. So, there's really it doesn't matter. It sucks that I wasn't victorious tonight because we're having a complete conversation, different conversation, had I went out and been able to execute the way that I wanted. So I guess this is my time of not being able to execute like I've done in most guys.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest MMA news. See you in the next one.